Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I just wanted to show you my recent pickup. Got this in the last couple of days. I did pre-order this, but this is SNK's 40th anniversary collection. Been wanting this ever since it was initially released on the Nintendo Switch, and I was actually going to pick a copy of this up for the Nintendo Switch. Even though I don't own a Nintendo Switch, my son does, my 10-year-old son. And I was going to pick it up for that so that I could get to play it, but he wasn't having none of it. He basically said, it's my Switch, you're not playing on it and all that. So, you know what kids are like. So, yeah, unfortunately couldn't get it. I was really hoping that they'd release the collection for the PlayStation 4. And this is what this collection is. This is for the PlayStation 4. Now this is the collector's bundle that I got. Paid a bit more money for this. Can't remember how much exactly I paid, but I bought it from the official site in the US, and yeah, it came through quite quickly. So yeah, let's get this open and have a look inside. Okay, if we have a look at the box, we can see some good artwork there from the games on the front of the box. On the side, got the Snk 40th anniversary collection, and on the rear, you've got some more pictures of the games, and obviously the other side. So it's quite a sturdy, thick box actually, which is quite nice. So we'll open this up. We'll see what we've got inside. Okay. Okay, so inside we've got, looks like some collector's cards. So I'll open that in a second. We have a Snk 40th anniversary official art book. Looks very nice. You can see the size of it there. It's not over big, but it's nice. There we have the game, the PlayStation 4. Just a standard box. And then I've no idea what's in here. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that this was included with it. So this is an audio CD with some of the tracks from the games. Okay, let's open this up, just have a look. Okay, so we look inside. We've got the nice printed disc there. Really nice. Oh, it's 2 discs. So again, we've got the artwork on there. It's a really good, nice addition. Put that there. Okay, let's open the PlayStation game. Okay. Really nice cover. So this collection, guys, don't go expecting the Neo Geo classics, you know, from the Neo Geo AES and MVS. This is a collection of the SNK games pre-Neo Geo AES, MVS. So these would have been their arcade games on the arcade PCBs. The arcade machines back in the day. Some of these games were released to the home consoles at the time, like the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. So yeah, really good. So let's open this up. Okay, so yeah, this is really nice. Look at this. Really good artwork on those. I love all of this stuff. As you guys know, I love manuals in games, and I love all collectible cards and things like that. I've opened these up to show you guys, and also because I like looking at this stuff. I don't like just keeping things sealed and just sitting on a shelf and never used, just hoping that one day it's going to be worth something. You know, I buy these things because I actually want to enjoy them. I want to look at them. Some great artwork here. Prehistoric Isle. Now this is the original game, obviously, but I am familiar with Prehistoric Isle 2, which was on the Neo Geo MVS console. But yeah, those are the cards. Really nice to have. And here we come to the book. Now this is what really made me buy this collector's edition, was this book. I love things like this. It's hardcover. You've got the artwork of the games, a little screenshot of the games on the back, the covers. Nice artwork on the front. And let's just have a little look through this. You've got a table of contents. So it tells you, just tells you a bit about the games. So it's not just pictures. It's tells you bits and pieces. I'm definitely going to have a good read through this later. I love things like this. Sometimes I spend more time looking through collectible books like this and reading through bits and pieces, gain bits and pieces of knowledge about this era of gaming that you didn't previously know, and sometimes I spend more time doing that than I actually do playing the games. I get more enjoyment out of it, but it's not to say I don't like playing the games, because I do, but it's just excellent. Just excellent little book, really well put together. I just love all of this. And that's it. So how many pages? That's pretty good. 29 pages in that book. But yeah, this is just the unboxing, just a quick look at what you actually get in this collector's edition. It wasn't too much money. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was, but really worth it, especially for a SNK and Neo Geo fan like myself. Just love everything SNK. Always have, and more recently I've been just picking loads of bits and pieces up. But what we'll do is we'll get this game, pop this game into the PlayStation 4, and we'll see if we can capture some gameplay. Okay guys, I've got the game in the PS4 now. Just let these let it load up. I do love SNK games though, I really do. Big fan of SNK, and especially Neo Geo. So here we have the main menu, Snk 40th Anniversary Collection. It's really well presented, this. We're just going into the options right now. You have achievements on this for some of the games. Just have to beat the game, different versions of it. As we scroll down here, you'll see Athena and Street Smart were actually highlighted. That's because I have actually played through those and beat those games, so unlock those achievements. Here we have the museum feature, which gives you a bit of history about the SNK games. That's the years there. We're just going to quickly flick through them. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them in great depth and detail and leave it on the screen for you. It kind of ruins it. If you guys want to see this, just pick a copy up yourselves and browse this at your leisure. Loads and loads of information here. It was 1978, so I would have only been 3 years old, so I doubt I would have played many games back then. Just flicking through. I will, of course, after making this video at a later date, go through this in more detail, just for myself really. I love reading all this sort of stuff. I think I spend more time reading about the games and going through different booklets and leaflets and things like that than I actually do playing the games sometimes. They've certainly gone into a lot of detail, they really have. It's a great package, this 40th anniversary collection. And many of these games I've never actually seen before, to be honest with you. I got into the whole gaming era really through I'd say the Sega Master System, then mainly the Sega Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and then from then onwards really. But the arcade gaming, I did play games in the arcades, but it was mainly Street Fighter and things like that, so it was kind of after these games really. I would have only been young when these early SNK games were released in the arcade, so I never would have experienced them really. In 1987. Psycho Soldier. Very strange game, but pretty decent. I find it quite difficult, but I did manage to beat that game, albeit using many continues. love all the artwork and everything. Okay, yeah, it's all in Japanese, but that really doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, unless it's a game, an RPG or something that I'm playing and it gives you the option for languages, generally I will leave the language on Japanese, especially for the Samurai Shodown games, things like that. RPG is obviously a little bit different. You need to understand the story and how to play the game. You need to, if you can only speak English, you need the English language, but the other games I generally leave on the default languages, to be honest with you. I just love the whole style of it. Love the style of these games. They are a bit simplistic in today's standards and compared to the Neo Geo games which were released after, but they're still great games in my opinion. They are tough. I do find them really difficult. This is a great game. I did a gameplay of this on the Pandora's Box on my YouTube channel, so if you haven't watched that gameplay video, complete gameplay video, then please check that out. Carnie Games, Baseball Stars. I've got Baseball Stars in the Neo Geo, and this is Prehistoric Isle in 1930. Now I don't have it actually, the sequel Prehistoric Isle 2 on the Neo Geo MVS, that's one I need to pick up. I do have it on the multi-cart, so I have played it, I have completed Prehistoric Isle 2, but that's one I need to pick up for my MVS, but that's the prequel there. Beastbusters, another great game. There was a version of Beastbusters on the Neo Geo Pocket, I believe, a totally different game. It wasn't like an on-the-rail shooter type game. It was very different. I do have that one. It's a pretty decent game. I haven't completed it or spent a lot of time playing it. There was also another Beastbusters game on the Hyper Neo Geo 64. Now, I do have the Hyper Neo Geo 64. If you haven't seen my collection video on that, please check that out on my channel. But yeah, I have the fighting board and the 4 fighting games released for it. Then there was a arcade driving motherboard, which you needed to play the 2 driving games on it. And then there was the shoot 'em up, which was Beastbusters. So there were 7 games released for that system. I don't have Beastbusters or the driving games. I'm not too fussed about the driving ones, but I would like to get Beastbusters at some point if I can pick that up, but it is quite rare. Here we have just a little bit about the arcade machines, the cabinets, the candy cabs, Japanese candy cabs. I have obviously a Sega Astro City, new Astro City. Love my arcade machines. And here we have some artwork, and this stuff I absolutely love. I used to do a bit of drawing myself, but you know, I haven't picked up pen and paper, pencil and paper in years, so I probably couldn't draw anymore. But yeah, I used to love all that stuff. So I love and have an appreciation for this artwork and these concept designs for these games. It's just great that you've got all this on here, you know, if you want to know a little bit more about bits and pieces. Okay, this information is probably freely available on the internet, but it's great that it's on this disc and it's part of this 40th anniversary collection. Guidebooks here as well, which is pretty good. Small little informative, all in Japanese though, so unless you can speak Japanese, you're not really going to understand it, but it's fine. I just love and appreciate the artwork and the effort that's gone into this, really. Okay, so that was the bonus features. Here we have the soundtracks. So you can just listen to the music, different themes from the actual games. So we'll just skip through a few of them here. Classic great themes in some of these games, to be honest with you. I do love some of this music, some of the soundtracks. That's just fantastic. I love this music. Prisoners of War. Psycho Soldier. This has some interesting music, to say the least. Apparently it was like a pop star that that actually recorded the music for that Psycho Soldier, but it does kind of, to me, sound like a cat being strangled, but I suppose everyone's got different appreciation for different types of music. So that's the museum there, that's the Options Museum. Let's go into the arcade now. And here we have the list of games. And if you just leave it on the game selection there, it goes into the gameplay mode, shows you a little bit of gameplay from that game. So head straight down to the bottom and we'll have a look. Okay, there's no gameplay of that one coming up. World Wars. If you can see at the bottom there, you press triangle, you can switch region. Square, you can go into options. So here we have the options there. You can set the lives on a lot of the games, difficulty, bonus lives earned, main options, and controls. So just the standard stuff really. It's good to be able to set your lives, and it's great that many of the games on here allow continues. But the region will switch from usually English to the Japanese. There we go, seeing the different regions there, the US and the Japanese. You can set the continues there, which is always nice to have. I love unlimited continues. In this game you've got invulnerability that you can turn on or off. We'll leave that to off. Changing the regions again, lives. Yeah, many of these games, as I've said previously, I just have never heard of before, never heard of. But by flicking through this as well, which I've done previously, there are some real basic games on here, simplistic games. And generally, if I'm going to sit and play a game, I will, you know, it's got to have, for me, I'm a bit superficial, it's got to have good graphics, good sounds. But I do like these, obviously the old retro games, like this one's got great sounds and great graphics, so you know, I'll happily play this. But some of the more older ones that have got graphics that literally you would have seen on an Atari 2600 or something like that, yeah, I do struggle to sort of play those games. There are exceptions. I do, if we saw there, Prisoners of War, changed the region and the whole artwork changed there. But yeah, there are some exceptions, like the Space Invader, Galaga type games, you know, simplistic graphics, but I can play those games. I enjoy playing them, but then there are others that really just don't hold my interest. And some of them you change the region, as I did just then, and it changes the title of the game as well, in that one as well. Not many options on Iron Tank. Carnie 3. Carnie games always remind me of the Sylvester Stallone Rambo films, which are absolute classics. Love the Rambo films. I think I love all the Rambo films, and the last one, I think it was Rambo 4, was extremely violent, and it was absolutely superb. I think Stallone said that that was how he initially wanted Rambo to be, and it was brilliant. It was a short film, but really, really violent. I think I've got an extended cut of that, which goes on for a little bit longer, but yeah, absolutely brilliant. And apparently he's done a final one, hasn't he? Number 5, while he's still able-bodied. He's in his 70s, isn't he, Stallone? But yeah, still does some great films. So really, really looking forward to seeing that. But anyway, talking about games, not films, as we can see here, change the region, and has a different title. Here we go to the first game on the disc. Alpha Mission. Okay, here, as you can see, in each of the games, if there was a console version released of that game, usually I think it was on the Nintendo Entertainment System, then they have that game on there. So you have a choice between the arcade and the console, which is a nice touch. So we've gone into this game. Here we have the controls, save, load, reset. You have some options there to stretch your screen, which generally I don't like doing on these original games. Sharp screen and full screen. Monitor filter off. And you've got TV filter as well. So generally it puts a little bit of sort of scan lines on there, scan line feature or effect. So I generally like having that, and borders on or off. Okay, don't go expecting great gameplay here, guys. Many of these games I've never played before, this being one of them that I haven't played. So yeah, it looks like a sort of Galaxian type game. Ah, damn it, got hit. There's many of these type of games on the PC Engine actually, which is a system that I'm absolutely loving at the moment. Love the PC Engine, has some great shooters on it. It's really known for that, and it does them really well. If you haven't seen my video already on the PC Engine or the Duo R that I have, please check that video out. It was quite a long video, but I had some gameplay on there of all the games that I had picked up, and there were some great shooters on that. But yeah, this is pretty decent. Not the fastest game, which suits me down to the ground. So it means that you can survive a little bit longer. Spoke too soon then, got hit. Come on, I've got to get a bit further, surely. Okay, so you can tap the button faster to fire faster. Got the different weapons and power-ups. And that's game over. So yeah, that was pretty poor. So you can just quit out of the game. You have the option to save or no save. We'll just no save. So I hit the options button there. So we'll go down, move swiftly on to the next game, because there's a lot of games on here and I don't want this video to go on for about 3 hours. We'll just go through the games. Here we have the arcade and console versions again of Athena. New game will continue if you've saved it. So we've done the console version. So this would have been the NES, I presume. Okay, again, a game that I have never played before. Pretty decent graphics. Let's go down to the options. Okay, TV filter. Stretch screen. Generally I don't stretch the screen when I'm playing the games, but I'm just doing this so that you guys can actually just get an idea of the different options. Okay, you pick up these weapons. Graphics are alright though. It was a Nintendo Entertainment System game. It's pretty decent. No idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea what I'm doing, just hit these weird creatures that are running along. They've got a horse's head. Ah, that's it. I died. So we'll come out of that. We'll go on to Beast Busters. You've got new game, watch and continue there. So I'll show you what the watch feature is a little bit later on some of the other games. We'll go back down. We'll change it back to the just normal full screen. Not stretch screen. Monitor filter on. Brilliant. Beast Busters. Okay, so this is, you move this cursor around. It's like a on the rails shooter type game, and yeah, generally you'd have like a light gun to play this game. I'm not sure if the original arcade release of this game, you would have had a light gun. I presume you would have, because this looks like it's a light gun game. But yeah, a little bit fiddly to play using the PlayStation 4 control pad or analog stick. It seems quite sensitive, so I'm not sure if you can actually change the options for that. But and there's a lot of stuff on the screen really, flying towards you, dogs and everything, zombies popping up in the front, in the foreground. You've got the zombies in the background. So yeah, pretty decent, quite enjoyable to play. You can pick up ammo there, shoot these annoying dogs, pick up the grenades. So you can chuck some grenades there as well. I do like games like this though. I will try to at some point do a complete gameplay video of this game. You've got these ugly, hideous zombie women coming out of the train and charging at you. Kind of reminds me, shockingly and alarmingly, of my ex-girlfriend's mother. Looks a lot like her. Yeah, she was a hideous monstrosity as well. But anyway, that's another story. Let's. There she is again. Warning, loads of dogs. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to play with this, just moving this cursor around. Even better using a light gun or something. Still probably would have been difficult because these enemies are really quick. I like the way that this zooms down this. Ah, I'm dead. Okay, on to the next game. Could have played that game for longer, but we'll get on to the next one. Bermuda Triangle. So we'll watch this one, and as you can see, it's just like a gameplay video. So you can forward through it. You can just watch how the game is meant to be played, and yeah, the way that they're playing this is absolutely superb. Much better than I could ever play the game, obviously, because I'm absolutely shit at these games, having never played most of them before. This one looks pretty good though. Power up. It's just amazing how they're weaving in and out of the bullet fire there. The bullet fire. It's impossible. Never be able to do that. Okay, moving backwards now. Yeah, colours are pretty good, aren't they? Now we're moving forwards again. can tell you now for a fact I would have lasted 5 seconds playing this game, and then I would have died. Just looks really, really difficult. And I'm sure that we should have been destroyed then. I'd have went through the bullets. He's the boss. He's heavily powered up, so beat the boss easily. And that's that level done. Okay, on to the next game. Here we have Chopper. If you can see there, it has the release date of the games. The platform obviously that it was on. Okay. That looks pretty decent. I'm going to get very far, but okay, we'll give it our best. Best just simply isn't good enough. Let's have another go. Special there, so that was pretty good. Away with that. Not doing very well, am I, guys? Let's have another go. So we haven't gone all the way back to the beginning, which is good. It's a special, got me out of trouble. Fired a sort of nets thing at me and wrapped me up and slowed me down and I can hardly move. I'm doing a little bit better. No, I knew that was going to end in tears. So okay, you've got continues there. I don't know why I've continued, I'm not going to get any further. So I'm back here. I avoided those nets this time, really annoying. Special, let's take them out. This is the boss, you're the boss. Made it to a boss. And died on the boss before we got a chance to fire at him. So this is another game. As we can see, they changed the language. It turns to Godslayer. So we can do new game, watch or continue. We had a save game in there. So we'll watch this one. With an intro cutscene, which is always nice. Okay, so there's a lot of text here that you have to read. It tells you about the story and everything, what's happened. I used to play a lot of these games when I was younger, but as I've got a bit older, and I suppose I have just limited time to actually play games these days, I tend to avoid RPG games just because of the amount of time that you need to dedicate towards them. But this looks alright. I'm glad I'm not playing it though. I'm glad I set it to watch, so watching the computer playing this. Yeah, it looks okay. It reminds me of the old Zelda games, Link to the Past, things like that. Okay, I'm probably not going to spend a lot more time on this game, guys, because this could go on for hours if we... oh, there we go, we've got a sword, so... more dialogue there. You've got a shop where you can buy items, typical RPG. So we'll move on to the next game. This is Fantasy. Do a watch on this one as I've not played this game before. Okay, so we can immediately see that this is an old game. I mean, look at the graphics. Generally, this is a game that I possibly wouldn't play. Okay, got land there. Looks quite straightforward, but I bet if I tried that, I would die straight away. So then you're on the next bit. Got to rescue your missus. And with a sword. Okay, this bit.
Let's go.
How on earth did those birds... That's ridiculous. If that's what you've got to do to get through this level, I would be dead straight away. That is... yeah, that's ridiculous. Got gorillas down the bottom that are throwing big... what are they, coconuts at you? How on earth is he dodging all of that stuff? So we've got to travel a certain distance. I think he's done half of the distance he needs to travel already. But I wouldn't have made it anywhere on this, so I'm glad I'm just watching this along with you guys. We have to travel 3,000 kilometres. So we've exited out of that one. Here we have Guerrilla War. We've got arcade and console version. And a new game. Little intro cutscene there. This game looks and plays alright actually. Never played it before. I think I keep shooting the hostages who are tied up. I saved that one, which is alright on that one. Stop killing them really, you get minus points deducted for doing that. Ah, game over. Well, that was really good, wasn't it? Continue, let's continue. As that gameplay only lasted for 5 seconds. Okay, we're getting this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Getting these tanks. Oh, okay. So you can't shoot them, but you can run them over with your tank and still rescue them. So that's pretty good. I quite like this game, you know. This is one that I would probably come back to. Let's try another hostage. Do I get through here? You have to blow that up, do I? Yeah. I do like them in these tanks. It's pretty satisfying, to be honest with you. Okay, that's a little bit weird. So you're on the ground level when you can drive straight up onto the bridge. It surely is overhead. So that's a strange effect. And we destroyed the truck. Let's move on. Enjoyable game though, this. I'm enjoying this one. I think I'll definitely come back to this. I'm not very good at it, but never played it before. So we'll quit out of that. Now we'll go into a Carnie Warriors. We will watch the computer AI playing this. I mean, this must have been the inspiration for these games. It must have been the Rambo films. You can't look at this. I mean, you know, even like the red headband and everything. You can't look at this and not think of the Rambo films. But yeah, if you look on the, I've got the borders on there. The guy on the left with the red headband with the dodgy moustache. He definitely doesn't look like Rambo, doesn't, but they probably did that deliberately, so that they weren't in trouble with copyright and everything. Although during this era of gaming, copyright meant absolutely nothing, because the amount of old arcade games, in particular the Capcom games, where there were the rip-off. They ripped off the movies or movie characters like the Terminator, Predator, and things like that in their games. Was just unbelievable. But yeah, really enjoyable games. This is pretty good though. Don't think I've actually played this one. I know I've played the third one before. Sorry guys if I'm sniffing, it's because it's turned really cold here in Australia, and sort of approaching our winter time here, and yeah, I just don't like the cold, to be honest with you, and I start getting a bunged up nose, start getting sniffles and everything else, so yeah, apologies for that guys if you can hear that occasional sniff on the on the recording. Can't beat a tank mowing down the enemy. How on earth did he avoid the enemy fire there? That is ridiculous. There's got to be an invincibility cheat on here because he's getting hit. I just wouldn't last 5 minutes on this, or 5 seconds playing this game. I'd die immediately. Just something about these old games that I just absolutely love, to be honest with you. They're really difficult to play, yeah, of course they are, but yeah, I just love them. I think because you know, many of the games, I mean, these ones were the early releases, so I didn't get to play many of these back in the day, or any of them really, but yeah, I suppose that the time that they came out, you know, I was a child and everything, and I've got some good childhood memories, so it's all that nostalgia and everything for the time that these games were out. Yeah, really loved the time and you know, the decades that I grew up in. So, you know, the late 70s and the 80s and even the early 90s were great for me, really. Some great memories. Early 90s, I was in college, so going down the arcades and playing the X-Men 6-player with my college mates. I remember we actually completed that game, X-Men, on the arcades. Playing The Simpsons as well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, playing the other arcade games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, all of around that time. It was great, really. It's absolutely great. Okay, so this is a Carnie Warriors 2, I do believe. One thing I notice about these Akari games, 1, 2 and 3, is that they're all so very different. All three of them are different in style and graphics, in particular the third one, which we'll see in a minute, the large character sprites. I really got a clue what I'm doing here. Do I have to hit the back one? Don't even know what it is. Oh, it's a bonus stage. You've lost all your hearts. Brilliant. Excellent. Just what I needed. Okay, am I dead? Do believe that I am. We'll come out of that, we'll go into Akari 3 The Rescue. We'll select the arcade version and we will watch how this is meant to be played. So should have done this for all of the games really, but that's a bit lazy, so didn't want to do that. I wanted to at least attempt to play some games. Winners don't use drugs sign there, or notice that was on a lot of the games back in the day. I do believe it was on the Neo Geo games as well. Okay, here we have John Rambo in the swamp. For some reason he forgot all of his weapons. Maybe he's so tough and so skilled unarmed combat that he thought he just didn't need any weapons and that he could take out this knife wielding enemy with no problem, just with a single punch. Here we go, on dry land. He's got this flying jump kick. I don't actually remember John Rambo ever doing flying jump kicks, I've been mistaken, but to plenty of punches and used his knife and other weapons. Or an arrow. Yeah, I quite like this game. I'm not very good at this, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not very good at any of these early games, but they are a little bit tough, I find, to control, and they're not very forgiving. Let's do a flying jump kick now. Just right in his head, stabbing him up. Brilliant, move on. Hey, why on earth didn't he just go in there with a machine gun or a rocket launcher or whatever? Could have made the job far, far easier, but obviously enjoys a little bit of a challenge, so using one hand and just the stabbing action with the knife. There we go, now we've got the gun. Yeah, pretty good this game. I have played this before anyway, so it's good to just watch it being played how it's meant to be played. Okay, we've quit out of that. We're going to go into Iron Tank. I don't believe I've ever played this game before, so okay, this is strange, funny little graphics. This tank, obviously, shooting these funny little men. An energy bar down the bottom left. You have other enemy tank that you have to try to kill, or be killed yourself. Rescue these little men. He says thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure this is a game I would generally play through. Not too bothered about playing through this one. You never know though. What's great about this collection as well on the PlayStation 4 is that it comes with all of these games on it, but it was released on the Nintendo Switch to begin with. Or initially, this collection was, and it came with half the amount of games on the actual physical disc, I suppose, because they rushed to get it out. And then later on, I think it was a few weeks later or something, because it was around Christmas time, I do believe, that it was released on the Nintendo Switch. And the other games, the other half of the games, were then released on like for DLC, downloadable content, and but it was free. I don't think you had to pay additional money for it if you bought the original physical copy on the Nintendo Switch. Then you would be eligible to download the extra games. Okay, you could say that that's good, but the thing I don't like about that is that, you know, all the games should have been on the physical media. We'll come out of that game now. We're going to Mobile Munch. We'll just do a watch here. Yeah, it should have all been on the physical media, all of the games. I mean, this 40th anniversary collection on the PlayStation 4 has all of the games on the disc itself, and you know that's what you want. Or that's what I want. I don't want them to be downloadable, because in like, I don't know, 10-20 years time, when I pull this game out of the storage box and want to put it on, I've got all the games on the disc. Well, hopefully, unless it needs an update and the update isn't available. I mean, that's the problem with the modern era of gaming for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which is the problem that you didn't have that didn't exist for the older consoles. You know, in particular PlayStation 2, I pick up games all the time. They don't need any updates or anything. Just work out the box, work still. Sega Mega Drive, PC Engine, Neo Geo, obviously. You know, they all work. So yeah, I don't know where gaming's going now, to be honest with you. Well, it's all going. It seems to be going in the direction of digital only, anyway, doesn't it? And kind of doing away with physical media. I'm not sure whether physical media will stop altogether. I really hope that it doesn't, because I just love physical copies of games. I like when I spend my money. So that was an odd game. We've come out of that. We've gone into ZMA Wars, is that how it's pronounced? We're going to watch for this one. Watch another gameplay. But yeah, when I spend my money, I like to have something to hold. You know, like a disc, cartridge and case, and manual, the old games, which the new games don't seem to have. But that's what I absolutely love having. I don't like just paying lots and lots of money and then just having a download code, you know, just downloading it. I know some people prefer that. My brother does, because it's less clutter. You know, all your games are in one place and everything else. But no, I just like physical media. Anyway, guys, we're completely off the point there. This is like a Gallagher Space Invaders type game, so reminds me of my tabletop arcade game Astro Wars. I did a video on that a while ago, didn't I, on my channel? If you haven't watched it, please check that out. But yeah, great memories of that, to be honest with you. My dad bought me that when I was about 10 or 11 years old, I do believe. And that was my first real sort of arcade type game. So I didn't have a console or home computer prior to that, but it's absolutely fantastic, and I've still got it now. But yeah, this really reminds me of that. So yeah, I would actually play this game, to be honest with you. Okay, out of that one into Paddle Mania now. I'll do a new game. I'll play this myself, or attempt to, very badly. I think we better go with, should we go with easy? Okay, so this is a strange game. Oh. Okay, so the opponent actually got the ball in my little, well, the goal on each side, and you have to get it through that. I don't know how she's doing all those spinning moves. No, come on. Oh, after all that, I conceded another goal. If that's what it is, a goal or a point. Come on, please, give me... Oh. I've got to score one, surely. Oh my god, this is bad. It doesn't help, I can't do those spinning moves that she's doing. Oh no, have I lost it? Come on, I've got to score one, surely. Surely. Oh, this is embarrassing. Right, we'll come out of that. I was obviously real shit at that. Here we've got Prisoners of War. We'll do the, should we do the arcade version, new game? Like I said previously, I did a full complete gameplay video of this, the arcade version, on the Pandora's box. So please check that out. I think it was a pretty poor gameplay video. I died many times, but I'd never played the game before. But yeah, pretty decent. The main thing I love about this game is the music, in particular on this first level. I think it's absolutely great. Great soundtrack for this game. Okay, got to use a continue. Oh, he's annoying me. Hit me with the butt of the gun. That's it. Got it for him. He just ran straight through that then. Oh no, grenades. Oh, shocking. I always thought if you go to the top you're pretty safe, but obviously didn't work out as planned, did it? Okay, so now we have the that's it. When they fall on the ground, you can quickly kick them. Down. Yeah, this is one that I would definitely play through again, to be honest with you. It's a cheat to have a permanent machine gun. It would be so much easier. It really would. It would really be a challenge at all. Okay, I'm getting carried away here. Oh, he's safe and I wasn't. Come out of that before we get too carried away. Prehistoric Isle. 1930. So like I said before, this is the, I believe the prequel to Prehistoric Isle 2 on the Neo Geo MVS, which I don't currently have at the moment, but that is one that I'm looking to pick up. Okay, so you have to shoot the eggs to get the power-ups. Dinosaurs on the ground, dinosaurs in the air. We've got these little cavemen. Pretty decent graphics, decent sounds. So yeah, this is definitely one that I don't actually mind playing either, to be honest with you. But I do prefer the sequel, the one on the Neo Geo, and I find that one easier than this as well. I mean, this I don't find the easiest game ever. It's a little bit annoying when you die and it pauses the action to get you to input your initials. I hate it when they do that in games. There you go. I'll get rid of these hornets and the hornet nests. Stuck behind some sort of palm tree. Managed to survive, which is pretty good. Shoot downwards as well by switching that power up round to a different angle. we have a boss, Tyrannosaurus. Lunges forward and eats my aircraft. Let's done it again as well. Just making a habit of doing that. Pretty annoying. And that is the boss killed. So yeah, pretty good game. We'll come out of that though. We're going to Psycho Soldier and we'll just watch this. I have played this before. I've completed it on this collection. I didn't do that great, to be honest with you. Used many continues because I haven't played it before. But yeah, pretty decent game by all accounts. Has a real funky soundtrack as well. Like I said earlier, it's I do believe it's an Asian pop star who provides the vocals for this soundtrack. But obviously she's quite popular in her country. But yeah, it's a little bit sort of high pitched, shall we say, on my ears. But it's decent. Decent graphics, decent gameplay. Obviously it's being played here a lot better than I could play this game. But I did enjoy playing this one. Incidentally, I did look at some of these original Snk arcade PCB boards because I've been picking arcade PCBs up recently. I picked up the CPS2, Capcom CPS2 boards, a couple of those, great games. I already have a couple of the Namco ones, Soul Edge and Tekken 3, and I also have a Pit Fighter arcade board. So I have a small number of arcade PCBs. But I was looking at these Snk ones just to see if they were available, and on the auction sites like eBay and things like that, some of them are really expensive. I think because of they're pretty old games and highly collectible. But I did see one or two copies of this arcade PCB, Psycho Soldier, on the auction sites, and it was going for a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, I think it was almost going for like $1,000 Australian dollars or something, which is just ridiculous. Serious amount of money, to be honest with you. But the ones I really do want to pick up are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Simpsons, which are two of my favourite games. And the arcade PCBs for those are pretty expensive. I mean, again, you're talking about 600, 700, 800 Australian dollars. So, you know, quite a lot of money when you're going into the hundreds. When you've got to take into account that, well, most of us have got families to support, so you can't justify that amount of money, and no wives or girlfriends would kill us if we did. And also, there's loads of other things. If we did have the cash to spare or to spend on that item, think of all the amount of other things that you could actually buy. You know, so yeah, I just can't justify paying that. But as you can see there, it's turned into some sort of large bird or phoenix thing, I think it was, and destroyed that building. Move on. Really, weapon power-ups are pretty good. I never got any of these when I played it. But we'll come out of that, just seeing how many games we've got left to play. Just checking the time. Don't want this video going on for hours and hours. But here we have the next game. This is Search and Rescue. Okay, the style of graphics on this game is pretty decent. Slow moving character though, but pretty gory. As you can see, they just explode, these mutants. Quite gory, really. This game. These robots. Yeah, this is another one that I would definitely play through. We've come out of that though. And so the next game, we will just watch this one. It's an old style game, an older game, so yeah, very peculiar. Don't think I would actually play this one, but it kind of reminds me of like a sort of Spectrum game or Commodore 64 or even Amstrad. I had an Amstrad CPC 464 back in the day, and this is very much like that, really. Okay, out to that game quite swiftly. Street Smart. This is another one that I've actually completed, so we'll just watch this one. Winners don't use drugs. This one is a strange game. Even though I did complete it, found that the controls and everything else are a bit strange. As you can see here, the computer is just grabbing him and punching him, but yeah, not the greatest sort of beat 'em up game in the world, but I suppose this was an early one, so what do you expect? SNK certainly improved upon this for the Neo Geo system, no doubt about that. And then games like Aggressors of Dark Combat, you know, looked, sounded and played much better than this, but then you'd expect it to. It was released years after, but yeah, this is a strange game. The enemy flashes red to let you know that they're almost dead. SNK Hospital on the ambulance, that's a nice touch. And there's the blonde beauty that comes and gives you your medal. So who on to the next game? Time Soldiers. 1987. If you noticed on the game selection screen, it tells you the year that the game was actually released, so that's quite a nice feature. And this game, style of it reminds me of like a Shock Troopers type game really, which I went on to develop. Love Shock Troopers 1 and 2, both very different games, 1 and 2, but love them both. Did gameplay videos of that a while ago. Pretty quick moving character that. Wow, look how quick the vehicle is. Okay, and then you get warped to the primitive age. And then you have dinosaurs and everything else. Dinosaurs firing rockets at you, rocket. The Neanderthals there. Yeah, this is one I would probably go back and play. And here we have another game. So this is Tank 3. Okay, you can run the enemy over with your tank, which is pretty good, picking up power-ups, go up against enemy tanks. And I died. So we'll come out of that one. It's not my type of game anyway. We have Vanguard. We'll do a watch on this one, as I've never ever played this one before. Looks like it's going to be a basic game though. 1981, yep. So okay, pretty decent. Do like games like this. I don't mind the basic looking games when they're the shoot 'em ups like asteroids and things like this. This is more side scrolling. Is he shooting them or just banging into them? Very strange. Go through the energy. Just fast forwarding, showing you guys the feature there that you can fast forward through the gameplay video. So that's a nice feature. This looks quite difficult, this game. Collects the humans, go through the energy. Yeah, I'd probably give this game a quick go, I reckon. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, on to World Wars, and this is the last game. So we'll do a new game on this.
Warning. Emergency. Alpha mission started.
This is pretty good as well. See, a little bit better graphically than the previous game, some of the other shooters. It's still going to be difficult though. It's got nice bright colours, good explosions, good weapons, pretty good. We'll probably wrap this video up soon, guys, so hope you've enjoyed this review or overview of this 40th anniversary collection. Really happy to have this. I think it's a great package, really worth picking up, especially if you're an Snk fan and you love the later systems and later games in Neo Geo, which I do. It's good to have these games. It's just part of history, isn't it? And if we didn't have these early games, we wouldn't have some of the Neo Geo games, which in my opinion are some of the best games on the home and arcade platform for that time anyway. I absolutely love the system, but this is a real great package. Love having this collector's edition, which comes with this collector's book. Nice menus there, so you've got the different options that we looked at, arcade, museum and options. But I hope you liked the video, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe for more. Cheers, guys. Bye.